Welcome to the For the Masses podcast. My name is John Barrett, your host. I'm super excited because it's 2022 and I'm back with another episode. A very special episode with a very special guest. He's my homie, my road dog. But before I tell you who it is, we got to take care of our admin tasks because we do what we have to do, right? So let's follow us on Instagram at JB the Masses, my personal account, the podcast account at For the Masses Podcast, Facebook at For the Masses Podcast, and on YouTube at JB the Masters Podcast. Hey, let's jump straight into the episode 2022 Vision with Chris Carter, my homie. Chris Carter, my dog. My dog.
Okay, we got to take care of. I'm off mute now. How you doing, JB? It's been a minute.
Bro, it's been a minute. A lot of life changes for us both, but the universe, God, brought us all together, bro.
Let's go, dude. I'm stoked that we're able to get back on the mic. We got the camera set up now, and you said this would be the first one, that first video you're gonna upload.
Bro, this will be my first upload. This will be my first video upload of 2022 on Spotify.
Big step. Let's go.
So it's fire.
That new feature with Spotify through Anchor allowing you to broadcast those videos is crazy now.
Bro, it's wild because it's like, you think it's gonna steal market share from YouTube? Probably not.
I don't think. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But it's just, I think it's super cool. It's just like the whole experience because, like, obviously, like Joe Rogan brought a lot of people there now for a spot for a podcast, and they just put so much money into podcasting, bro. So I'm super excited to see what it does. I think maybe they have like a better algorithm than Apple Podcasts. Get some more reach for our shows.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I'm a big fan of Spotify to begin with. I used to have Apple, like Apple Music, and it was okay, but I just felt like the shuffle algorithm wasn't good enough. And so I switched back to Spotify. But I noticed a few months ago or like last summer that Spotify had the videos because I was watching some Joe Rogan ones and I saw that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were able to do that. And then we got the email from Anchor saying that you're now able to test the beta or like join the program to do so.
Nah, facts. And I thought it was super cool too. And I just saw it. I was like, man, I only got 20 episodes, but let's apply. And shout out to me and Chris Carter. Chris Carter has a Just Chris podcast, and we both got accepted to use the beta version of Spotify video. So turn up.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. So what's new, JB? What's been going on?
Well, bro, I moved closer to DC. You moved closer to DC, and we're out
I'm
here,
in
bro.
DC. I'm in DC now.
Oh, you're in DC?
I got the DC driver's license now, so it's official.
Oh,
CC and
that's
DC.
legit. You're the type of guy too. Like, you got that immediately, huh? You just like, let me go get this D and go to DMV, which sucks.
Oh no, I wish it was immediately, but man, the first when I went to go get the license, I struck out 3 days in a row, and then I gave up for a couple of weeks. I was like, I'm gonna go back and hopefully have all the documents, but it's like you go in totally ready, totally prepared. You're missing a document, something's not right, you didn't do something. It's just like time and time again. So 3 days in a row, I struck out, and then finally, I got it taken care of. Finally, I have the DC license.
Let's go, bless up. So we're also like from the cornfields. Actually, there's no cornfields in North Carolina, right?
Tobacco fields.
The tobacco fields of North Carolina to the main streets of DC. Like, what's the vibe change?
Man, it's like night and day, to be honest with you. And like, I think the thing that I like the most about now living here in DC is there's so much to do always. Like, even if it's like 1:30 in the morning, like something's going on somewhere, like something's popping off at DuPont or people are having events. And so it's been great, as opposed to when I was home, like after 11 o'clock, like if there's no moves, there's no moves. And you're just at home,
Yeah, facts.
The only thing
always
that
something to do out here.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing, like the only beef that I have is that just the metros don't run all night.
Bro, which is weird because there's always something going on. So you would think the metros would keep going.
Exactly. And I'm not sure if that may be due to that derailment that happened last year, and they had to pull back a bunch of the metro cars, or if it's always been like that. But yeah, if they could be open like till maybe like 3 a.m., I'd be a-okay with the public transit.
Bro, facts, bro. Yeah, they definitely been doing that, and I don't know why. Maybe for like crime and stuff like that, I would assume. But like, yeah, bro, that derailment was crazy apparently because I
Yes.
know
Do you
like
know any details on it? Because I mean, every time I'm at the metro, like they come on the announcements and say it, but I have no details regarding it.
no, bro. I just know it's and the yellow line comes every 20 minutes now.
The yellow line. Yeah, Matt Finn always tells me about the silver line and the delays that has.
No, I
And
believe it, bro.
then
It's like how can you be on time? Shout out to Matt Finn.
exactly. And then the red line, that's what I take every day. It's 12 minutes, which isn't bad.
Hmm.
But from what I heard, I think it was like 5 minutes apart. Like every train was 5 minutes apart before the
Bro,
derailment.
bro,
And they
I
got me out
believe
here
it.
waiting 12 minutes in the cold.
Bro, it was frigid the other day, bro. I was like, man, am I soft? And then apparently, like, I wasn't. Everyone was cold.
It's crazy because after I left West Virginia for school, I was like, I'm never going back to anywhere that snows. Like I've had it with the snow, I've had it with the cold. Yet here I am in DC, back in the north, and then we've gotten snow maybe 3 or 4 times now,
Bro,
and I've been here a month and a half.
I think it's supposed to snow again this weekend.
Oh my god!
Bro,
Don't
yeah,
get me
yeah. So I
started.
went to winter storm advisory. But other than that, welcome to the DMV area. I welcome you with open arms, Chris Carter.
I appreciate JB, man. You got to come into DC soon. We'll definitely link
I
up,
know,
grab some
bro.
food, watch some games, do something.
So low key, I thought we were gonna record in person.
Oh no way!
Yeah, yeah. I thought we were gonna
Now,
try to like
now I
record in
feel
person.
goofy not recording in person. Damn,
Nah, nah,
JB.
nah. It's
So,
okay.
so that just means we have to record in person next.
We have to record in person next.
I mean,
And
I got this set up here. Like everything's good to go. We're ready to roll.
that's what I'm saying, bro. So like
So I
the
goofed
first
on my
order of
part.
business. Nah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. The first order of business is Chris Carter. I have to give you the Ford Massive Podcast Repeat Guest Award because you're the
No
first repeat guest
way.
on the podcast, bro. So
No way.
congratulations,
Thank
congratulations,
you,
bro.
JB. It's an honor that I'm back on the podcast and kind of what I'm going to do with this episode as well. We're just going to have a crossover. So remember like the Nickelodeon cartoon crossovers where you got
Fire.
Jimmy Neutron hanging out with SpongeBob? It's
That's
going to be just like
fire.
that. For the
That's
masses
fire.
hanging out with just Chris, and we're both going to broadcast it.
That's fire, bro. I thought about live streaming this to the Facebook group page,
Oh,
but
that would be sick.
I didn't have it like installed, so I didn't do it. But yeah, a crossover between Just Chris podcast and For the Masses, and it's gonna be a 2022 Vision podcast. So we're gonna talk about what happened last year, and what we're gonna do moving forward.
That sounds like a plan to me.
So Chris, how many episodes are you at right now, and when did you start?
Man, this will be with the crossover, I believe episode 41 or 42. And then I
Vibes.
started after Thanksgiving break of 2020.
Oh
So
man, so
it's been over a year. I've been slacking a little bit. Like theoretically, I should be at like 60 by now, but nobody's perfect.
yeah, no one's perfect, bro. But you're a seasoned podcaster. I know you got on my heels and got me starting a podcast. And three of my friends actually started podcasts, bro. So
Quit
like
lying.
we're building our machine, bro. We're building our own machine and learning from each other, bro.
Oh, that's sick. That's great to hear.
And
It's
that's
kind
a
of
little
contagious. Like once your boy starts doing it and then you get on, you're like, oh, this is kind of crazy. It's kind of easy
yeah.
to a degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
To a
saying?
degree. Yeah, if you care about it, it takes a little bit more work, which is why me and you're almost at a month without recording, you know.
I know we
But
just care too much. That's the thing.
Oh, five, bro. My friend down in Richmond, she started one.
No
She
way.
started, yeah, she started a wine podcast off this wine show. I don't know the show,
Low key, that's an incredible idea.
bro. The niches are in the riches. The niches
That's an
are the riches.
incredible idea.
I listened to it. I didn't know what she was talking about, but I was like, all right, well, now you gotta go on Twitter, find hashtags for that show, and start just like marketing those people.
That's smart.
Niches are in the riches. But yeah, so super grateful because we're building our own machine. And I think that's gonna have a big part in our success in 2022 of like us like learning from each other and like marketing like, off of each other and just like building our brands like that. So I think it's super dope.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. And I mean, just like over the past year, like we've definitely kind of built off of each other and it's only going to continue to get better. And even before that, when we were in school together, we were building then too.
Absolutely, bro. We gotta get Matt Finn a podcast, bro.
I've had Matt Finn on my podcast. We sat down and recorded one, just kind of messing around one night. And then after that, I told him, I was like, yeah, we both said some crazy stuff. We're just not going to broadcast it. Like, we were just doing it just to have fun.
That's when you
But
keep for the archives, and then like 3 years
exactly.
later, and then you just like, yo, what did we do?
Yeah. Or when I run for president, I'm just never going to drop it. Be like, oh,
Bro,
man,
I'm
we
running
said
for
some.
president too.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But, so I'm a little older than you, so I think I'll hit like what 35
I think that's it.
eligible. 35 before I can like run, but I have to do some regional elections prior to, so I'm probably gonna start like in 3 years.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah. I think I might start in like 2030 and then we'll be good to
2030.
go. That gives me
But
a solid like 8 years, a little under 8 years to get my stuff together and, learn politics.
bro,
Plenty
facts.
of time.
Bro, but the way things going now, bro, you just show up, bro. You just show up.
You just show up. I mean, Kanye West got hella votes. Why can't we?
Bro, hella votes. Bro, and this is my thing, right? The thing that was discouraging me for a little bit was like Twitter from like back in the day. I was like, man, like, but like if I'm thinking about it, like everyone who's gonna be like 35 by the time I'm 35, they'll have Twitter too. So all of our reckless Twitter stuff will just cancel each other out.
I would hope so. That's what I would hope so, because I got rid of my Twitter a very long time ago, and then I recreated one, I think my senior year in college, but just to get that one off the books.
Is it off the books though?
I hope so.
Yeah,
It's not, but like I can sleep good at night thinking that it is.
yeah, that is true. But yeah, so like let's talk wrap up. So like you're at 40-ish. I'm at like 23, 24 episodes on the podcast, which again, I'm like, you guys should be at more. I should probably be close to like 30 at the rate I was going. But I got something to talk, so I think I'm gonna just have like a mass release. And
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
I think I'm gonna just like put them all on YouTube at one time because I got the audio, the videos, and I think I'm gonna have like the intro and then like a generic like, hey, welcome to the 40 Masters podcast channel, and to just drop all the episodes that I just had that I already dropped that wasn't that wasn't video. So
Yeah, that's a good idea.
that's what I think I'm gonna do, bro, and that'll get me caught up on on YouTube at least, so I can start getting views there. And then as it relates to podcast, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Just let's drop all the episodes that I have and then start scheduling interviews for 2022, bro.
It's not a bad idea. Is your schedule list long yet? A couple months
No,
out?
no, I haven't even started scheduling. Because the thing about me is like, because every time I have someone on, they're like, bro, like it's gonna come out anytime soon. And I'm like, yeah, bro, but you gotta wait because I only record on Tuesdays. I don't know if you knew
Okay.
that.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
I only record on Tuesdays, bro. So I schedule people out like on Tuesdays, bro. But I want to do a lot of more in person episodes, and just like
Yeah.
start getting that habit. But yeah, only on Tuesdays, bro.
It's Wednesday. Here we are. I
It's
lucked out with you
Wednesday.
recording today.
You got on the count. You got on the calendar, bro. But but yeah, I could have did it Tuesday. But yeah, so that's kind of like what my 2022 looked like. As it relates to consistency, I would say on Instagram, I was like posting like I was doing audiograms, which are like picture clips of like snippets. It just took me so long to timestamp all of them and send them to the editor to like make the audiogram. And audiograms are like hella easy on the internet, but still,
Yeah.
so I felt like I should have been doing more besides audiograms, like actual like snippets from like the video that I have. So I look to do more of that, actual snippets for TikTok and Instagram.
Oh,
Getting on
that's smart.
TikTok, yeah, man. I just think like TikTok is so like it's really not algorithmic, to a certain extent. So I'm like, yo, let me get on here and like eat up.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. I don't have TikTok anymore, but like
Mhm.
kind of from what I've picked up and very similar to what you said, like I will agree to that. Like to a degree, there's an algorithm, but I think once you get past that, you know what I'm saying?
Real bro. Because I be seeing the views people have on Super stuff. I'm like, yo, this shit doesn't make any sense. So let me provide some value here and like eat up. So, um, that's my like marketing game plan for 2022. What about you?
For 2022, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty settled into DC now for the most part. Like I kind of got all the craziness out of the way with the move and everything.
Yep.
So now it's just kind of learning to prioritize what needs to be prioritized and like the position it needs to be in, like from first to fifth or whatever it is. And then I've already created some goals for 2020. had some things in mind for things that I want to do. So I feel like having that stuff written out in front of me is much easier than just like having it stored in my head. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. What
Because go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask you, what are some of your goals if you don't mind sharing? Not that I'm gonna steal them.
You're gonna steal my goals? Is that what this is about, JV?
No, I gotta make sure mine aren't like
Nothing.
lowballing.
Yeah. Okay, JV. Couple goals that I have. Let's see. I want to try to get to church more often. I mean, I can see the Catholic Church from my
Oh, that's
house.
awesome.
So I figured like if I'm that close, I have no excuse not to go. So the goal is like, I know it probably sounds crazy, but like just try to go once a month. And then if I can
Okay.
get in that habit, it'll be much easier. Another goal that I have, I want to be able to hit 100 push-ups straight.
Oh,
Now,
vibes.
JB, I'm close. I've gotten like 80, 90 pretty consistently. Just can't get over that hump.
Yeah, bro.
I want to be able to go up on stage somewhere and, speak or like do a comedy set or, read something. And I thought I was squared away for that last week because I found this event going on in DC where like it's like pizza and poems.
Mm-hmm.
And so you come, you prepare a poem, and then you're given a slice of pizza like if you go up and read. So man, JB, I poured my heart out into this poem. Like I went in on this poem and I felt so good about it. And then we go to the pizza place that night. It's me, Matt, and then one of our other friends, Bella. And I told him, like, I'm just going to do a haiku, like just something silly, something short. Like I didn't tell him what I was going to do. And then we get there and nobody shows up.
What?
Nobody shows up. And I was like, no way. Like we were like maybe like 20, 30 minutes early just because like I had poor timing with the metro and everything on Google Maps.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let's just wait here until 8:00 and then maybe more people will show up because like I said, like I invested some time into this poem and it's about to go hard. And come 8:00, it was still just us three sitting there, nobody else. And the guy was like, oh yeah, somebody's had this going for like months now, but they haven't shown up the past few times. I was like, no way. So now I just have to go home and sit on this poem? Are you kidding me? Like I was ready to get on stage, make people cry, and then I just like nonchalantly walk off. Didn't get that opportunity. Did not get that opportunity. So after that, me, Matt, and Bella walked around for a while at the National Mall, and there was this like outdoor stage with like all the seating around it right near the Washington Monument. So I was like, all right, guys, I'm going to go up and I'm going to read you my poem and you're just going to sit through and listen to it. And at this time, like they still thought I was going to go up and just read a haiku. No, sir. No, sir. No haikus from Chris Carter. I went up there, read my poem to them, and they were shocked. They're like, oh my gosh, Chris, I didn't know you felt that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a super good poem in my opinion. I sent it to a couple of people and they're like, wow, I didn't know you could write like this. I was like, I didn't know I could write like this. But even though I wasn't able to get up on stage in front of people, like I was still able to, get up somewhere and kind of like freely speak, at least in front of some people. Though it was only 2, like better than 0.
Bro, that's so crazy. That story took an unexpected turn. I thought you were gonna say like, bro, I went there. There were some professional like poet writers, and they just blew me out the water. But that would probably be better than like no one being there. Hey, so like you know what you gotta do now? You gotta find a dude's name on a flyer, DM him on Instagram, and then ask him to bring it back.
Look, so I mean, it's all through the Meetup app. Have you heard of that?
I feel like I've heard of it before.
So pretty much like anybody can create a group and create events like weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever. And so this person has a reoccurring event twice a week, every week. And so after that happened, nobody showed up. I reached out to her. I was like, hey, we went, but nobody was there. The pizza guy said that like there hasn't been anyone there in the past couple of weeks or whatever. And like I was definitely expecting at least her to be here. Like, how are you going to schedule the event and not show up to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like scheduling your birthday party but not showing up. She was like, she's like, no, there were 3 people there, like not knowing that it was me, Bella, and Matt that went. I was like, yeah, that was us 3. I was like, just let me know like if more people register and I'd be happy to go. And I haven't looked at the app since. But Meetup, I use that quite a bit. I try to get on like once or twice a week just to find anything that's going on.
That's
And it's been
dope.
great. Like Matt and I have been able to get out, meet new people, do new things. We were going to go to this one. It was like a drink beer and lock picking event. So like you go hang out with all these other people and you learn how to pick locks.
What? There's a movie about that. Army of Thieves.
No way.
Yeah, at the beginning they're doing like a lock cracking contest to like find the best.
Oh, that's
thief.
crazy. Yeah, so we were super stoked to go to that, and then come the day before, Matt gets an email saying that it was canceled. I was like, no way. I was so stoked for this. I was so stoked to learn how to pick a lock.
Pick a lock.
Didn't get the opportunity.
Bro, that's hella, bro. I respect that about you. That like you're out here, you're trying new things. You know, you're putting yourself out there, and then you're setting goals for yourself. So like, what goals you're setting for the podcast?
I have it written down on my goal sheet to just set aside at least an hour every week.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of going through this thing where I'm able to kind of, I don't know the word for it, like justify snippets of time.
Yep.
So I got this idea kind of from you, from that workout program that you told me about, where it's like 2 outside workouts a day, 10 pages a day, and then something else. I can't remember.
Yep.
But I was thinking about that, and then I was like, well, like 10 pages, like that varies in time. Like it can take like 15 minutes, it can take like 40 minutes. So I was like, I'm just going to set a goal, 10 minutes of reading a night. And if I can get into that habit, then it'll kind of transform into something else. And that's exactly what it's done. I started with 10 pages a night, and now like I'll read 10 pages or I'll read 10 minutes. My timer will go off. I'm like, well, I'm feeling it now. Like now I'm in the zone. So I'm going to keep reading and read for like 20, 30, 40 minutes.
That's a vibe.
So that's what I want to kind of do with the podcast. Like if I can just set 1 hour down a week, like you and I, like we made an hour out of our week. And if I can just dedicate recording or maybe like working on video for an hour a week, like I think I can be more consistent that way.
Nah, most definitely, and I love that because like your goal is based off of like the consistency of like sitting down and podcasting, as opposed to like the large, bigger numbers of like, you know, I want 1 million streams right now, you know, or something like that. That's cool. That's definitely interesting. I think for me is probably very similar. You know, just like make sure I'm staying consistent. I think my style of show, I can definitely do an episode a week, like most definitely. With just a little bit of effort, you know, not even like hour a week, probably like less than that. I could probably do that if I get ahead, you know. So just like, you know, not playing around and like taking it serious, you know. I think that's one of my biggest goals. On a personal side, probably continue to work on certifications, be consistent in the gym. You know, I think it's a theme of consistency. Going to church, because I think it's been so easy for me to go to online services. So you're like, oh man, like going back in person. But I see a lot of value definitely going in person, more so than like staying at the crib. It's something you do 3 times a week for work, anyways, and then
right.
Yeah, bro. So but definitely on a podcast tip, definitely the biggest podcast in the world.
Biggest podcast in the world. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, bro, and yeah, just being consistent. So I don't know how many weeks are in a year. How many weeks are in a year?
52.
52 podcasts. Well, we're 4 weeks behind, huh?
It's all right. We'll 48 podcasts.
48 podcasts, bro. So,
but like really, like that kind of stuff, like if you can't bring yourself to it, then it kind of seems like you're overthinking it. Like if I can't sit down for 20 minutes a week to record anything that's happened the prior week, like I'm crazy for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then then you're just making excuses. Like, no, I can't sit down for 20 minutes and just talking to a mic. Like, and I found it much easier to kind of like go off kind of like a time limit for things. Like, cause I was thinking about starting to run. I was like, well, a mile will take like 8 minutes. Like 8 minutes out of my day is nothing.
Yep.
Then I still have 22 minutes left in my lunch break. You know what I mean?
That's real.
I've been trying to put stuff into perspective in terms of time and then limits. I feel
bro,
like
it's so crazy. That's so crazy because the perspective aspect is really what it is. You know, it's like, all right, well, yeah, is an hour really that much time like of my life? My screen time is at 6 hours right now. So like I know I can like read this book or like do
I
this
choose not
podcast,
to look at my screen time. I don't
bro.
want to know. I don't
Because
want to
like
ruin my
I
Sunday.
you put the limit on yours. You put
I have
the
some,
screen
but then I always find myself hitting like the snooze on the limits.
time.
I'm like, why do
Bro,
I
I do
have
it
these
all the
set up
time,
if I'm just gonna hit like ignore, finish for the day? Like,
bro.
man,
That's
I need to
like,
get off Facebook during the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to stop looking at Marketplace.
bro. The marketplace is fire, bro. And we just moved, so obviously we're looking for stuff. So, um, but like I agree. It's like podcasting. Once you miss 1 week,
It's easy to miss a second, third.
yeah.
It's crazy. And that's one thing that I really focused on in 2021 is creating a habit. And I found
Mhm.
that the habits are, can go a long way. I'm not sure if you and I have talked about habits before, but like starting with just little things can then grow into something larger. Like, for example, like getting up every morning and making your bed. Though it's something so small and minuscule, but like you feel like you like accomplished something after you've done this and like, oh, my bed looks nice, and then you get into a nice warm bed every day. You know what I'm saying? And
Valid,
then
bro.
another one was like I started just doing small amounts of push-ups a day. Like if I can just knock out 50 push-ups a day, like it takes tops a minute and a half. And then from there, I was like, okay, I can easily do 50 push-ups a day. Like we're going to increase that to 100, 150, 200, 250 a day.
That's valid, bro. I love that mindset because that's really what it takes to like get good at stuff and and to like develop those habits. And I noticed like last night, like I just washed all my dishes, bro. When I came home, bro, I felt so good, bro. I was like, well, so why can't I do this every day? Why shouldn't I feel good every day about this stuff? And it's like same thing about making my bed, bro. And like the habits just make you feel like a better person in general.
Yeah, definitely. It makes you feel like you accomplished something and, done something significant for the day, even if it's as small as making your bed or doing your dishes.
No, valid, bro. What books you reading right now?
So I am working on 48 Laws of Power. I think the
Okay.
last time we talked, I was working on that, and then I took a long break from reading. And then it wasn't until recently where I kind of put that 10-minute thing into perspective. I was like, okay, I can do this. My goal is to finish that book by the end of February, which I think I can accomplish that. We got 5 days left or so.
Yeah,
And
bro.
then I have the Matthew McConaughey book that my
Bro, I
dad
got
gave
that.
me for
That's
my
on my list.
birthday. So I want to finish that, and then after I finish that, maybe like set a goal of like finish that within a month. I think I can do that easy. And then after that, I want to get Kobe's book, The Mamba Mentality, because I turned 24 this year. So I figured like what better way to bring it in than do it with Kobe.
Vibes, vibes. Those are all good reads, bro. Like 48 Laws of Power, bro. I've been working on that audiobook for years now, and I still haven't gotten through it. It's just so long, bro. But definitely see the value in it. And I think it's cool when books like that, when you see people apply it to real life, and you're like, yo, he read something, or he watched a video that talked about it or something. I think that's super valuable. So 48 Laws of Power, that's in one of mine. I'm reading the Matt Frazier. Are you familiar with him? CrossFit 5-time champion, Matt
I'm
Frazier.
not.
5-time fittest guy on earth. Yeah, he just dropped a book.
Wow. No
And it's the
way.
audiobook. Fire, bro. He does a little bit of narrating himself too. So I like audiobooks where like the person who actually wrote it is like doing it. And it's a lot about like endurance, like CrossFit endurance, but like mostly mindset, bro. And throughout that, he was a Olympic weightlifter, first before CrossFit. And he was just like the youngest guy on the Olympic team, bro. Just like training, not really doing cardio. And then one day made the shift and he was decent at it, but then he still wasn't like going to the levels. And then he just committed one day and 5-time world champion. He retired recently and he just dropped that book. So I'm listening to that. I'm reading Crazier Faith by Pastor Michael Todd. I don't know if you know him. He has a church called Transformation Church. He goes viral on the internet like a lot.
No, I haven't heard of him.
Oh, fire, bro. He has a book called Relationship Goals. Like if you want to work on your relationships, not only like romantic but platonic as well.
Yeah. Well, that sounds
Read
cool.
that. Yeah, I highly recommend that. Highly recommend that book. But he has a book called Crazier Faith, which is like just having high levels of faith, and trusting God. And then I'm reading a book my financial advisor gave me or like recommended to me called The Wealthy Barber. And just like again,
Wealthy
financial
Barber.
habits.
Yeah, man. All great reads.
Yeah,
Sure
bro. So
sounds like it.
that and then podcast, bro. So I don't know. I like podcasts is kind of changing too, because it's like people used to have a lot more niches, and then as their audience grew, got a little bit more broad. So it's not like I can just pick up a podcast and like immediately like just like want to listen to it. Sometimes I
Hmm.
think a lot of podcasts I listen to now are like spiritual, like religious, like faith based. So I'll do that in the morning, and then I'll go into an audiobook. So that's kind of like
Okay.
what I do for the self development perspective, bro.
Yeah, that's a nice little habit to get into. I found that I have like different podcasts for like different moods or different like things I'm doing throughout the day.
Yeah,
Like I definitely have podcasts that I turn on if I just need something in the background is like for noise. And then there's other ones that I'll sit down, I'll listen through it all, or I'll sit down and watch it all. So I maybe trying to think how many I kind of keep up with. I would say between 5 and 10 different podcasts, which
yeah.
sounds kind of crazy, but like when you're sitting at a desk all day, like you got headphones in, or at my work from home setup, I have a TV mounted right above my monitors, so I
But
always just have something going on, or I have music playing. I've tried to get into the audiobooks,
yeah,
but I feel like I just can't focus as much with that. Like I just kind of just like in one ear and out the other, as opposed to if
yeah.
I were reading, like then I'm actually taking it in, and then like say you don't pay attention during one page that you're reading, like you can just go back and reread it. And I find like, especially with like study habits, like writing stuff down and then reading it in person is the easiest way for me to like obtain knowledge. You know?
No, I agree. I think definitely like reading the actual book is more ideal. I guess for me, it's like depending on where I'm at, if I'm struggling or if I'm trying to read multiple books, bro, I'm just like this not going not going down the way I would like it to. So I try to do both simultaneously. And if I really want to like listen to it, and I know like the person who wrote it is reading it, or like orating, I guess what you call it, I would like listen to them, bro. And but I have the Matthew McConaughey book on audiobook. So, but everyone's
Okay.
reading this book, bro. I'm like, bro, is it that fire?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I have it sitting right here on my desk and I look at it every day. I'm like, I cannot start it until I finish this one. Like I have to stick to this goal of finishing 48 Laws of Power by February.
Bro, it looks so interesting.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot of great things about it. And I wouldn't say like
Bro,
I'm the biggest like Matthew McConaughey fan, but like my dad and I mean, I definitely like him. Like I'm a
yeah.
fan of him, but I don't follow him like very closely. But that's something my dad and I always talk about is Matthew McConaughey, or like crazy things he's doing or movies that he's in. So that's something we have in common. And he got that for me for my birthday.
No, that's a good investment he brought he put into you, honestly. And yeah, I don't know what I just like started seeing it a lot, bro. And I was like, yo, like this looks. It reminds me of that movie with the guy from Limitless. What's his name?
Oh my
Um,
gosh, I'm drawing a blank here.
the guy from Bradley Cooper.
Bradley
That name?
Cooper. Yeah, I
Bradley
think
Cooper.
so.
He's in that movie, A Shooting Star or something like that. And it's a movie he's in, and I was like, the cover reminds me of that. So I feel like I like that movie, but I like him too in movies. So I might like this book. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Another goal that I have written down is I want to try to journal every day.
Yeah.
And very similar, like you just put it in perspective, take 10 minutes out of your day to write something down. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. I keep telling myself like I literally have a blank notebook on my desk, and that's something I need to get into because I've heard that like maybe after like a year of journaling, like you can go back and see where you were a year ago.
Yep.
Or like you can compile all that stuff and then, maybe turn it into a book or whatever.
Not real, bro. And so like I try to journal too, but I haven't been consistent with it either. I would say like so me, I try to like get up, do devotionals, and then I write something about the devotionals because I feel like since the Bible's on my phone, I like don't write anything. They have comments in the app, but then I feel like I should still write something. So I'll
Hmm.
try to write like a few things down and then journal too after like reading. But like journaling is like a little different, and I feel like that can like kind of like free. But I got a buddy. He actually bullet journals. Are you familiar with bullet journaling?
No, I'm not.
So bullet journaling is like a customized journaling experience. I should be a salesman for them. But
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
yeah, it's like a customizable journaling experience where you just buy this blank book and it's like in bullet, so you can like you can make the journal like whatever you want it to be. Um, So he does that, and he puts a lot of stuff in his, and he just like takes it throughout the year, and like has the same one every year, and then he makes a different journal every year. So it's pretty
And that's
interesting.
smart. Easy
Yeah,
way to
he's
break
trying
it
to like
down.
compile them. I told him, bro, just do an anonymous podcast, bro.
Not a bad
And put it
idea.
out there.
But then when it
Anonymous
comes
podcast.
to like can't really like advertise for it, because then people definitely
Yeah,
know you.
that's what I was saying, bro. There's just a really good podcast called Together. I recommend it to everyone, bro. It's so good, and this dude is anonymous. But I think you could kind of piece together who he was because he's like a tech CEO in San Diego. But he would
Okay.
just tech CEO turned divorce lawyer. Well, he was divorce lawyer turned tech CEO, and he would just like examine relationships, and he would basically talk about how people like break up, not how so keep them together. And but then as the years went by, he started getting like some like pretty diverse people. I'm talking like he had on a LGBTQ plus queer, obese, disabled person, and that's like all categories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had one of them those that type of person on, and then he had a Catholic swingers.
Wow, I didn't know there's such a thing.
Yep, pin name. So for you, Chris Carter, don't go on a cruise that says lifestyle cruise,
I'll take note of that.
or pineapples in a lawn.
I know that one.
So yeah, I'll be able to do that one. But
I
yeah,
know that
lifestyle
one.
cruise, bro. But Catholic swingers, bro, they went by pin names though, so no one would know. But yeah. So I just like stuff like that, super organic stuff, bro. But that was when podcasting was still like it's still kind of new, but it's easier now to get into it, I guess. But like before, bro, I really met people on a regular basis who didn't listen to podcasts. Like
Yeah, it seems
I
like
still
everyone
meet people
listens to
now,
podcasts now.
but I still meet people who never heard of podcasting, bro,
Oh, that's crazy.
or know who Joe Rogan is.
What
But
in the
like
world?
I watched an episode on, I mean, like a documentary on Call Her Daddy,
No
the chick from
way.
Call
There
Her
was a
Daddy.
documentary on it?
Yeah, these dudes on Colin Samir on YouTube. You ever heard of him?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've seen a couple of his videos, or
Bro,
their
they're
videos.
fire.
Yeah, they're
They're for
good.
creators like us. You know, they're for creators like
Mhm.
us. But yeah, so talk about Call Her Daddy, bro. You know, she only had like 20 episodes before Barstool signed her, maybe if
It's
that.
crazy. It's crazy. I think less than that.
Bro, probably like 8. Yeah,
It's
I
Yeah,
don't
I know.
know,
I've
bro.
like I mean, low key, like I listened to it. Low key, I've listened to it twice, but I
Okay.
stopped after she signed with Spotify. But my sister put me onto it because it's a goofy, funny podcast. Like,
Yeah.
so I listened to it from the point that she told me, probably like episode like 40 something, and then I listened to it for a few months, and then I stopped, and then I started seeing all the Call Her Daddy drama like through Barstool. I was like, oh shoot, something crazy is going down. I'm gonna
Yeah.
restart the podcast so now I can like catch up to it and like feel what's going on.
No, facts, bro. I just thought it was super dope. I mean, that was like a rapper situation. Like, hey, yo, like, what's good? Like, we like your sound. Like, well, I'm gonna sign you. Like, here's some bread. All right, get the bread. Oh, we're just with you. Like, oh man, like we're not liking our bread. We're too popular. We got a machine
Yep.
behind us. And then her and the co-host were having disputes, bro. She went up to her, did her own thing, and then you saw the Barstool CEO dude got on her stream and was like talking junk.
That was the episode that like the first episode back that I listened to. I remember I was driving through Florida on the way back home, and I stopped at like a Dunkin' Donuts or something, just get a
Mm-hmm.
coffee. And my sister texted me. She goes, "You see all this crazy stuff going on with Call Her Daddy?" I was like, "No, I don't keep up with it anymore." So that drive, I turned on that episode, and Dave Portnoy came on and did the whole episode, broke it all down.
Bro, that was like this dude don't care, bro.
No.
I didn't know about the world of podcasting at that point. So yeah, and then she signed with Spotify, got all her IP, so she just went over Spotify, bro. I think the only thing Barstool has left was their the merch deal, so they can still sell
Yeah.
Card Daddy merch. But yeah, bro. So I was like 60 million, bro,
God, that's crazy.
for a podcast. Like, so good for her. But
I
yeah,
mean, chasing the bag, I can't
love that.
disrespect it.
Oh, not at all, bro. Like, so I just thought it was like super dope, like what she does. And then obviously Joe Rogan, hundreds of millions for his show, basically giving Spotify like reinvigorating them.
Yeah,
essentially.
my dad got Spotify to listen to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yep, bro. And then people are listening to more video podcasts because of Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's super cool. But yeah, so the podcast space, man, is so young. Like I think before it was like more of like, hey, the niches aren't the richest. But
Mm-hmm.
now I think it's more production too, like based. So like if you got that personality, you can grow like that as well. And
Yeah.
get deals like that. Joe Budden podcast had a breakup, bro. Rory and Mal, they're on episode like 30 on their show. I think they just got a deal. So like, bro, there's bread out here. But
The
obviously, we do
Fresh
it
and
because we
Fit
like to create.
podcast. You see the
Fresh and
drama they're
Fit
going through?
going up, bro.
Oh
Yeah, they
my
be
God.
wilding. They be wilding though.
Wildin'.
They
Yeah,
be
with
wilding.
I think it was Brittany Renner that came on one of their most
Oh,
recent episodes.
yeah,
Did you see that?
I watched it, bro. Did you watch it?
Oh my God. Yes. And they stopped the
So,
stream.
oh, which one are you talking about? Oh, she came on their show.
Came on theirs and then put them in their place. My roommate showed me it and I was like, what? I was like, low key, it's about time like they got put in their place because like they've been ballsy for so long.
Yeah,
And
they be
finally,
wild.
like exactly, finally a woman stepped up and just told them and they had nothing to say in response.
So they were just on a DJ Academics podcast, and they had a great conversation actually. Like Fresh and Fit and Brittany Rayner, and she agreed to come on their show after that. But I
Oh,
guess
really?
maybe that, yeah, maybe it was super casual, super nice. Like they were agreeing on stuff. Like it was no disrespect at all. It was actually wonderful. And that's when she agreed to go on there. So I guess so she came on and it changed.
Yeah, I think DJ Academics like tweeted it or something like that. That's what my roommate was telling me. He's super into Twitter and always keeps up with
Hmm.
that stuff.
Man, bro, podcast space jumping, bro. Yeah.
I know.
So
I remember with the first iPhone or first iPod and iPhone that I had, like there was the podcast app. I was like, "What is this even for? Like, who listens to this?" And then
hmm
over time, I was like, "Whoa, I could have been on podcast back in like 2010, but nobody
podcast,
big
bro,
was
and
back doing
YouTube
it then." Mm-hmm.
and YouTube, bro. Yeah, cause yeah, bro. Yeah, I wonder how Joe Rogan like just got into it and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start doing this consistently." I wonder how that
I mean,
happened.
2,000 episodes. That's crazy. Over 2,000, I think, or close to 2,000.
Was listening to him on Spotify today. He had four and a half hours with Jordan Peterson. Four
And
and a half
all of
hours.
his episodes aren't short either.
None of them were short, bro. The thing
Like
is,
you want to
like,
listen to a Joe Rogan podcast, like you better set time out of your day.
but that's the audiobook. That's the same length as the audiobook I'm reading right now.
Exactly.
I'm listening to.
It's
So yeah,
crazy.
bro. Podcast space, like vision moving forward is like hella value in it. Like I see a huge value in just being a creator in general. Just like putting your creativity out there. I think it's super valuable, bro.
Yeah, that's something that I've been trying to get into now that I'm up here is like still being able to hold on to that creative spark. And
No,
it's been a little tough just trying to balance everything, but I think I can get back into it pretty easy. Like I said, just setting those little goals for it, and if I can hit those, then we can build upon them.
absolutely, and I think I'm grateful for you, like getting me back in the game because I don't know if I would have recorded tonight if Chris Carter wouldn't have hit me up, got on the calendar. I had to schedule 2 months out for Chris Carter this episode.
There we
So
go. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I'm
yes,
glad
sir.
we were able to kind of set it up and get on here. But man, next time, JB, in person, we're doing it.
Bro, we should definitely live stream to like stuff like I know you got a Twitch. I don't have a Twitch, but live stream to like Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that, and like make it happen for the fans.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea because I can broadcast to whatever app through OBS, the program that I use. And for the last episode that I sat down and recorded last week, or excuse me, or the week before, I had it streaming from my camera that I use, and then I had my webcam set up at an angle so I could get like dual angles with the
Oh, that's
cameras.
dope. That's
And then I
dope.
get through the episode, I look down to hit stop on the recorder, and it had stopped like 14 minutes into it.
I hate when it happens.
I was like, no way. So then I go to my camera trying to see if it picked up any of the audio. Very little. I was like, okay, we have one chance left. Let me pull up the file on my computer that recorded and see if we can get this. Nothing.
Dang, bro. That's so disheartening. That's
Right?
so disheartening. Well, I mean, it's because you're a production team, you know.
Gotta do
And
it all.
you gotta do it all. You gotta do it all, bro. And like I was listening to who was I listening to? And the Iced Coffee podcast, Iced Coffee podcast by Graham Steffens. He's a big finance guy on YouTube. You familiar with him?
No, I haven't heard of him.
Oh, really? He basically
You about to
changed
put me
YouTube
on?
finance. Oh yeah, bro. This guy's like he's like our age, and he essentially just got on YouTube. He's a real estate broker, but he like breaks down financial concepts so well and like articulates it so well that he just started blowing up. He has like 3 million subscribers, and he like has like 2 or 3 channels now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Graham
Yeah,
Steffens, and he
I'll
has a
check him
podcast
out.
called Iced Coffee. I think that's your vibe too, like finance
Okay.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely your vibe. So
definitely be
yeah, bro.
sure to check that out.
So Chris Carter, anything you want to tell the people? Obviously, you're gonna post this on your stream too. But anything you want to tell people about what's next for the Just Chris podcast?
What's next for the Just Chris podcast? Consistency. That's what we're
Yep.
working on. Consistency this year. So if we can stay consistent, it's easier said than done. But if we can sit down, dedicate the time to it, I think we can get through it, and I can hit my goal of 50 episodes. That was, that's been one of the goals from the jump. Like if I can make it to 50 episodes, like that has proved that like, I can stay consistent with that long doing something. So I definitely want to hit 50 episodes. Maybe build upon that, maybe try to market a little more, and just, keep creating stuff. What about you, JB? Give me one big goal for the podcast this year.
For me, like I would say definitely marketing. Like I definitely want to be able to get like value out other than people who listen to podcasts on a podcast platform. So again, I'm going to get on TikTok and post more like clips to Instagram and like make that investment. So and also consistency, bro. Consistency. So marketing and consistency for me, bro. And we're gonna hold each other accountable because we're building a machine and we're like blessed and grateful to have the friendship we do. And I definitely appreciate you for jumping on and me jumping on the Just Chris podcast.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you jumping on as well. I've had a great opportunity. It's been a great time catching up. Got to get you down to DC now. You got to come into
Hey,
town.
you already know we're gonna do for everyone listening. The next podcast will be live from the Just Chris studio.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get it.
All right, JB. Well, I appreciate it. And then until next time.
Hey, next time, bro. Thanks for jumping on.
Yes, sir. Of course. See you.
Wow, just had a phenomenal episode with Chris Carter. Like my homie, he really like pushes me in his podcast game. Super grateful I was able to get him on and me to be on his stream. That was my first like cross episode I've done. And just super grateful for the opportunity to be here. It's 2022. We talked a lot about vision, goal setting, and our personal goals. So I pray this helps you all, and I hope you meet you where you're at. And I'm super grateful. But remember, follow us on all platforms at For the Masses Podcast, on YouTube at JB the Masses, and my personal account at JB the Masses. In the link, I have my anchor link. So if you want to support the podcast monetarily, please, please, please help out. And let's grow this podcast. I'm super grateful. I'm super blessed. Thank you for listening For the Masses Podcast.